chill with me. Hi. This audio is not going to be a role play. There's some ASMR videos that are role plays. Honestly, I just want to make this audio for someone to listen to. If you're just having a really tough time right now, either you had a bad day, a bad night, maybe you're listening to this video after something happened, maybe you got in a fight with somebody, maybe you had a bad day at work, bad day at school, bad day with family, friends, strangers. You're feeling stressed and you just want someone to talk to you and tell you what you feel like you need to hear right now. So that's what this is. I'm not going to tell you to go to a happy place. I'm not going to tell you to imagine you're on a beach somewhere. Although that would be lovely. Sometimes, and I know this, when you're having really bad anxiety, the last thing that you're able to do is stop and envision yourself somewhere other than where you are at the moment. Some people are able to do it, and that's a very incredible talent to have. But some people aren't. So that's what this is for. So, what I want to try and help you see right now, or imagine, would be that it's okay to obsessively think about whatever it is that's bothering you, whatever it is that's worrying you. It's okay to think about it a billion times. Sometimes you can't stop it. Sometimes it slows down and your brain stops racing through every little detail of whatever it is that might be bothering you. Sometimes it just takes a little time and it'll go away. So I think that a great thing to focus on when you're nervous or anxiety ridden, I'm going to say anxiety a lot. What will be your feeling in a couple of hours? Will you be able to maybe cool down for a minute, a little bit, not just a minute, and be able to view the other side of whatever it is that's completely bothering you? Certain things will trigger my anxiety. A lot of things that are left unsaid is sometimes what triggers me, or misinterpreting things. I'm guilty of that, and I have no shame in admitting that. But I will admit, sometimes that is what keeps me up forever and ever, and I cannot stress that enough. It'll drive me absolutely crazy. I will lose my mind until I figure out how to fix whatever it is I think I've misinterpreted or whatever it is I think I've said. And usually later on, I look at it later and I'm like, I was freaking out about that. And that's not to trivialize anything that anyone goes through. It's just sometimes we react to little things in a more big way. Having anxiety comes from so many things, and the best thing to focus on is how will I feel in a little bit? How will I feel in a couple hours? Especially if it's at nighttime. Usually when we go to sleep and wake up the next day, sometimes we're still anxiety ridden about whatever it was the day before that had us upset, nervous, anxious, sick in our stomach maybe a headache. But the best thing to do is focus on how will I feel in a little while? How will I feel tomorrow? How will I feel in an hour? You know, I never say watch a movie if you're having anxiety, only because so many things happen in movies. Good things, bad things, sad things, dramatic things, funny things. Maybe something an actor will say will remind you of the situation, and then it brings it all back. And see, the movie gets to end and their conflict ends, but in your head, you're still having all that, all that anxiety. And sometimes movies help, but for me, they don't really work. So I think that when we're feeling anxious and scared, or we're having a big reflective moment, maybe we're reflecting on everything that went wrong recently, or like I said, maybe a certain situation went down, or lack of. I mean, there's a billion things in this world that could cause it. The best thing to do is focus on how will I feel in a little while, like I said earlier. Focus on looking at things that maybe you have ahead of you in a couple days, couple weeks, couple months. Think about those things. Focus on what do I have to do right now to get myself to come down from this anger or this frustration that will get me further to that happy time, or that time that I'm excited about, something I'm not anxiety ridden about. Sometimes we get anxiety ridden even over anticipating something cool, something good, because who knows? Some people, like me, I always think something bad's going to happen. Sometimes I have a great mindset, and then sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, that's going to go bad, and this is going to go bad, and this person's going to do this and that and that. But when I'm really losing it, I really try to look at the good things that might happen in the near future, because it's a good distraction. Listening to music is great, but if you're trying to fall asleep, some people don't really get relaxed by music. So listening to an audio like this might help. But remember, no matter what situation is making you nervous and scared and angry, there's always something out there that can help with that mindset. You have to remember that who you are is good. You're okay. Maybe right now you feel like you screwed something up. You didn't. And if you did, absolutely did, if you 1,000,000,000% know that you were the one who maybe caused the conflict in some type of situation, it can be resolved in some way. There's always some kind of way to fix it, or maybe remedy it enough to reconcile with someone or a group of people, whatever it may be. There's always a way. You always hear people say, breathe in, breathe out, and you do it a couple times in hopes that it'll really calm me down. And you know what? Sometimes it works. Sometimes it works great. And sometimes you just have to talk to the air. Sometimes you just need to say things out loud or whisper them to yourself. Maybe you're laying in bed at night, and whatever is plaguing you and driving you crazy, sometimes we have to talk ourselves through it. Maybe there's no one there for you to talk to. So talk to your four walls in your room. If you're sleeping in a car, talk to the car. If you are sleeping in a closet, talk to the closet and all the clothes in there. Just talk. Breathe. Talk to yourself. maybe to someone else, maybe someone's there with you. Maybe they're the person you got in the argument with, or the person you had some kind of situation with that caused your anxiety or triggered your anxiety or nervousness. Talk to them. And if you can't, let things blow over. Think things through. If you have to obsess and overanalyze, do it. Because nothing I say or anything anyone will say can stop you from doing that. All we can do is try to help. And that's more than enough. You have to remember who you are. And if you made a simple mistake, that's okay. You're human. Everyone says everyone makes mistakes. And the reason everyone says it is because it's so true. All of us are imperfect, and that's perfect. Sometimes we say things we shouldn't have said. Sometimes we misinterpret things that we didn't need to misinterpret, but we did anyway. That's okay. Sometimes we forget things, and it made a big mess of something. Maybe you forgot, if you're younger and you're in school, if you're in college, maybe you forgot your homework or some kind of assignment. It's okay. That teacher that's bothering you, I wish I could tell you how to deal with that. You have to rely on yourself. Remember that you got it. You have every situation that you're in. You have your position in them. And what position you decide to take after a situation is on you. If someone's wrongfully accusing you of something, defend your position. If someone is picking on you or messing with you, defend who you are. Talk to someone about it who can do something about it. If you're having a conflict with someone in your family and talking to them is just not possible, see all options. Weigh the pros and the cons. Whatever it is that is driving you absolutely crazy right now, weigh the pros, weigh the cons. If you can't stop thinking about it. If you can stop thinking about it or slow the thought process of whatever it is that is making you crazy right now, try to remember who you are. Everyone's human. Everyone's imperfect. There's some really, really wicked people in this world. And there's some really great people in this world. The majority is good. Sometimes we think everything is bad. Sometimes we think everyone, everything is horrible. But there is good. There is positivity. No matter how impossible it feels, maybe right now, maybe later, maybe earlier, there's always good in something. Not everything. There's some really bad things in this world where there is no good side. But the majority of things that happen day to day can be resolved in some way, even if it's a small way. What you can do is remember what your position is in whatever situation it is. What can you do about it? Whatever situation you're in. If you got in a fight with that friend, say what you need to say and let it be. Got in a fight with maybe a significant other, say what you need to say and let it be. Things will figure themselves out if you do your part. Sometimes you don't need to say anything for a little while. That's okay. If someone has said something that makes you question yourself, maybe someone said something mean, and you don't understand why they said something mean, remember that you're a cool person. You're funny. Maybe you're really pretty, really handsome. You have a great smile. Breathing is a pretty big deal. And if you're doing that right now, that's pretty awesome. You're probably great at telling stories. Maybe you're great at singing. Maybe you're really talented with drawing or coloring or fashion or designing things, decorating things. Maybe you're really good at sports. Maybe you are really great at cleaning. Maybe you're really great at making food or making drinks. Maybe you're great at listening to people. Or maybe you're great at giving advice, being a friend. Maybe you're great at being a manager. Maybe you're great at being a student. Maybe you're just brilliant in every way. Remember that. So whatever the situation is, you have all these great things about you that instantly should keep you in check. Maybe you don't have the best outlook on who you are or what you're capable of. That's okay. Because we're all capable of incredible and beautiful things. No matter what that purpose may be, you are capable of it. Whatever you're nervous about, this is a part of the process. Masterpieces aren't made just in a second. They're not made from no pain. Pain comes along with things that require work and passion. Pain is necessary. Fear is necessary. Being nervous is necessary. Because guess what? If you're nervous about something, you're alive. Maybe you don't want to be alive sometimes. You can find purpose in many things. Maybe you need some help finding that purpose from other people. You have every right to get that help. No matter what, you have every right. Someone out there, maybe you feel like someone out there in the world right now who doesn't have anyone who loves them. Someone loves you. I don't care what anyone says. Most people in this world have at least one person who loves them. Maybe you feel like you're not smart enough or good enough for someone. The second that you have to think that you're not smart enough or good enough for someone is the time that you walk away and find someone who knows how good you are and knows how smart you are. Do not ever second guess who you are for the sake of someone else. These are things that you have to remember when you're losing your mind over something, small or big. Remember, everything in life is a process, and you gotta go through it, whether you want to or not. Some things in this world we have to go through, and it sucks really bad. But sometimes that bad thing, I'm not saying big bad things, things that are excruciatingly painful. I'm not saying that those are good. But what I'm saying is about the little things that we make into big things. Those things do not determine who you are. You can resolve it. You will find a way. Because you're you. Just repeat that to yourself. Remember, I am me, and I got this, whatever it is. you'll find a way. And if you can't do it on your own, that's okay. Find someone that you trust to help you. Do what works for you. That is okay. One size does not always fit all. Some people need things to be done a little differently, and that's more than fine. That's okay. I hope that I helped you in some way. And if I didn't, well, I tried. Just remember that you're awesome. And if you don't feel like you're awesome, I'll tell you right now, you're awesome. Now, if you're going to sleep, try. Just try. And if you can't, find what works for you. Anything, whatever it is. Because you're worth it. So I hope this helped you. Now, it's okay to worry. Let the worrying happen for as long as it needs to. Because you'll find a way. You'll know when it's become too much. You'll find a way. Just believe you will get through it. Whatever it is, you'll get through it. No matter what anyone says, including yourself. As long as it's good.